Alright, this is one that a bunch of people have asked for. This is my top 10 original anime. And what I mean by original is there's no original manga or light novel or any sort of source material. These are anime that were specifically created as anime. And maybe they have manga adaptations later, but they're original works. So yes, don't worry, Chihayafuru is based off of manga. It's not gonna be number 1 again. Can't promise that for the lists, but it's not gonna be on this list. Number 10 is A Place Further Than the Universe. This is a very, very charming anime about 4 girls who go to Antarctica. One of them, her mom went to Antarctica and disappeared. It's written by Juki Hanada, who I love his work. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, screenwriters for anime. He did Sound Euphonium, Steins Gate, Love Live, Sunshine. Just one of the best. Oh, it's 4 girls doing cute stuff. Cute girls doing cute things. It's a whole genre, but there's some nice character stuff and drama, and just it's emotional. It's about sort of retracing the steps that your parent who disappeared took. It's a really nice, sweet sort of travel story, and I think it's very underrated. I really liked this one a lot. Number 9 is A Lull in the Sea. I've talked about this one before. I kind of talked about it in the one where I was surprised by anime, because the art style of this maybe didn't make me think it was going to be anything, I don't know, up my alley, but it's really interesting. There's something that happens in it that I won't spoil that makes it a very different show. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what this is about. So basically, there are humans, and then there are that live on the land, and humans that live on the sea. It's like they all lived in the sea, and then some of them went to the land. And so there's these different communities, which is actually a pretty interesting premise. I just, didn't give it a fair shake because I didn't like the art style or whatever. But I'm really glad I finally sat down and watched it, because it's really good, really engaging, and it's more than it appears to be. I'll just say that much. The sort of themes it tackles in the second half and stuff, I was like, oh wow, I'm really surprised by this. PA Works, and PA Works does good stuff. So yeah, if you like their stuff, I think Alone in the Sea is worth checking out for sure. Number 8 is Space Dandy. It's a show created by Shinichiro Watanabe, one of the greats. So you're gonna see his name on this list, again. But it's a very silly show about space bounty hunters, but it's very experimental, very funny, sometimes very emotional, very sort of just unexpected. It's another show that I kind of didn't give a fair shake, and I'm glad I did, because once I was like, oh, this goes a lot of different directions and places. It's still zany, but there's other episodes that are very different, and I like that variety. It is kind of like an episodic show, in that, each one is a little different. There are some continuations here and there, but yeah, definitely I think out of the stuff I've seen of his work anyway, one of the more experimental works, but I had a great time watching it. And yeah, it's very original in that sense. Number 7 is Sarazanmai. I don't know if I've talked about this show before, at least in these lists, but it's a really wild show. It's basically these middle school boys, they turn into kappas, and they collect Shiriko Dama, which are these mythical balls in the anus, and these Shiriko Dama have the physical manifestation of one's desires, because basically these people turning into monsters and stuff, and these 3 magical kappa boys have to go and solve their psychological problems. It's a bananas show, unlike anything I've really seen, but I really enjoyed it a lot. Some nice LGBT themes as well that work really well, and I'm like, yeah, it's a very likable cast of characters. Wildly, I haven't seen a lot of middle school Kappa Boy magical anime, crazily enough. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, definitely worth checking out. It's wild. Number 6 is Samurai Champloo, another Shinichiro Watanabe show. This is one that it basically it's samurai incorporating hip-hop into the soundtrack, which is an amazing soundtrack, by the way. And it has a very just rough and tumble aesthetic and attitude. A trio of really fun characters who are all very different from each other. It's like Cowboy Bebop, which you might see later on this list. Like a spicier, not anthology, but episodic show. This is one of the first anime, or I don't want to say grown-up anime, but kind of grown-up anime I watched as a kid. Like, I remember this kind of felt like I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, this is awesome. And it really stuck with me, and it still holds up, I think. Also, the first time I heard Kazuya Nakai, who voices Mugen. And for a long time, I associated that character with him. Now I associate him with Zoro from One Piece. But, yeah, great performances, great music. Again, I like Shinichiro Watanabe's work a lot because it juggles a lot of, like, funny episodes, really sad episodes, great character development. It's great. I haven't seen it in a while. I gotta go back to it, but whenever I do rewatch it, I always enjoy it. Number 5 is Paranoia Agent. I've talked about this show before. It's the only show that Satoshi Kon ever did, and it's great. A psychological horror anime about a kid who goes around beating people with a golden bat named Shonenbat, or Little Slugger. It's very bizarre. There's a really cute and terrifying mascot character in it. Kind of like Space Dandy and Champloo. It has an overarching story, but then there are these like very fun, interesting, sometimes terrifying, in this case, little side stories, one-shot episodes, which I like. I watched this again recently. I showed it to my wife. She really liked it too. I think it still holds up. It's got a lot of mature themes, so maybe be careful. Just watch out, I guess. But if you are up to handling all the things it handles, it's definitely worth a watch, and it just is filled with Satoshi Kon's like imagination. It's great. Number 4 is Anohana. I've talked about this show before. I really love it. It's about a group of kids who were best friends as kids. One of them passed away in an accident, and they all drifted apart. But then that girl comes back as a ghost that only one of them can see, and is trying to basically bring them back together. Rewatched this again very recently, showed it to people who had never seen it. Man, it makes me cry. It's so emotional, beautifully animated. I really like the character designs. It's the same character designer as Toradora, and some great performances. Mario Okada wrote it. I really like her stuff. I think she always is a very interesting writer. And also, it's very short. Like, it really does a lot in only like 11 some episodes. If you just want something that's really strongly written, gonna make you cry, Anohana. Whenever I see stories about like kids who drifted apart or reminiscing about childhood, I always think about Anohana. I think it captures that so well. Number 3 is Cowboy Bebop. I think it says a lot that Shinichiro Watanabe is on here 3 times. Just goes to show just how original, his work is. It really stands out to me. And Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite shows of all time. Everyone knows about it. Space bounty hunters. It's like the non-zany version of Space Dandy. Very influential. Really love those cast of characters. Again, another show where a lot of the episodes are standalone and, very different in tone. There's like one with a crazy, scary, like, top hat, big blow up guy who fights Spike. There's ones where they get high on mushrooms. There's one where he has to deal with a cowboy who they run up a building and shit. Like, it's very, again, a wide variety of episode types. And yet there's still a great through line that ties it all together, and a great story that is very bittersweet. It's and the music, obviously phenomenal. Everyone knows Bebop. Obviously, I don't need to go on and on about it. You know what it is. But if you have not somehow watched it, it's definitely worth a watch. It still holds up really, really well. One of my favorites. Number 2 is Garen Logan. I don't know if I've really talked about this one that much, but I love it. I've always loved it. It is a mecha show with very bombastic energy. These robots are basically powered by the human spirit and manliness and just like, going for it. Like, literally, that's like a part of it, is the power of humanity. It has extremely fun characters, a great set of mecha designs. It's very inspiring. And yeah, if you don't know anything about the show, go into it blind. I won't say too much, but the directions it goes is really unexpected and interesting. And it definitely left a huge impact on me when I watched it. My wife loves this show. She watched it like in a day. Like, she was just obsessed with it. It's very, very special. Just seeing where the characters go, seeing what heights they reach, you can't help but just get caught up in that excitement. But I guess I should say the premise, if you don't know what it is, but basically humanity was kept underground by beastmen. They were forced underground, but then one of them basically like digs his way up to the surface, and it's just about fighting those beastmen. Obviously, there's more to it than that, but that's the initial premise. They inhabit this mecha called Garen Logan that they sort of literally slam together. It's a great show. You gotta watch it. It's great. And finally, number 1 is Shirobako. I've talked about this show before a little bit. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It is about 4 girls who want to make anime. And then they get into the anime industry and realize, oh my god, this is way harder than we thought. As I've said before, it just captures everything about anime production, the good and the bad. I mean, there are characters that are literally designed based off like actual characters. Like the director in the show is based off the director of the 2003 FMA, I think, in his appearance. I don't know about personality, but anyway. There's just a lot of fun insider jokes and nods like that I think just goes to show how much thought was put into this by the people who make anime. It's a show about anime, making anime by people who make anime. It's great. Like watching Shirobako and then working in the industry in a voice acting capacity. I mean, it's like it's a miracle anything gets made. I give a lot of things a lot more slack now because I'm like, you know what? So much shit can go wrong. So much stuff can just get ruined by meddling, executive meddling, or this or that, or unexpected crazy shenanigans happening in the production pipeline. I really do give a lot of stuff the benefit of the doubt, and Shirobako really illustrates that. Like, it doesn't matter how many well-meaning, talented people are brought together, sometimes shit can just go crazy. But in spite of that, this stuff still gets made, and that's amazing. And that's why Shirobako is such a great show. It just captures that spirit of, we can do this, we have to do this, we will get through it. Yeah, it's applying to anime, but I guess in these times, I could use that kind of energy. Alright, that was top 10 original anime. If you guys have any recommendations for anime original shows that you would recommend based off my list, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Peace.